So first of all, I won't commend the northern youths. I post something for my story. So if you never see I'm after this slide, maybe you check my story. Because Nigeria, they always talk about the organized abandonment. Throughout where government, they talk saying Spanish people bring flag, now some unknown people bring flag. No journalists, when they interview them, bring up, say, no, what these young people are saying is that they want socialism. What the northern youths were saying by carrying the Russian flag is that they want socialism. The northern youths. Because if I look at my last time, I say, waiting with the fight, waiting with the protest, the northern youth understand what they are protesting. But they just don't understand global dynamics. And why? Because they are misrepresented to them by the media and the elders that own the media. So many of us for Africa, which is the mistake. That's why I tell them for my election, I don't support all this military coup for Niger, for Mali, but I don't support anyone. Because for Africa, we still believe, say, Russia is socialist because of the Soviet Union. Because we remember, say, Soviet Union and they fight for socialism, Russia. But brothers and sisters, let me remind you that Soviet Union no longer exists. This Russia is not the Russia of the 60s, the 70s, the 50s, the 80s. This Russia is a new Russia. Putin himself is one of the world's most, in fact, not one of, is the most powerful oligarch in the world. Putin is the world's richest oligarch. Putin is a ruthless capitalist. Putin has no strand of socialism in him. Putin is an exploiter like the US and UK and Western corporations. So what will the experience for Africa be saying? The West and the East, Europe, the Eastern capitalists and the Western capitalists have internal crises. It don't mean say Putin is suddenly a socialist. That this today Russia is against the United States is not based on the ideology of economics. No, it's based on the privileges of the economics. They are fighting for the privilege of capitalism. Putin is not fighting to remove capitalism. So my northern youth, I'm happy that I understand that capitalism is our problem. I am very impressed because many of our southern youths don't even understand that. And the southern youths claim to be more intelligent and exposed than the northerners. And I always tell people when they do political analysis that the northerners are far ahead in the revolution than the southerners. So the northerners understand. But look, they say they want the Russian system, but they are failed by their elders. When they open their eyes, because we lack the education. They know the rhetoric. They understand the pain. But African people will not ever mix today Russia with the Russia of the past. We cannot replace the United States and Britain and France and Germany. We cannot replace the West with Russia. It's the same as saying you want to remove Tinubu and put Atiku. Do you understand? Internally. Say you want to remove Tinubu and put Atiku, or remove Atiku, put Peter Obi. Well, nothing will change in your life. Nothing will change in your life. The only people where their life will change are the people they in the line of business where they profit who they for power. The fact that no politician in the north is safe means that the northerners are far ahead in their revolution or in their understanding of what a revolution should look like than we are. Russia is a capital. As Putin fights American institutions. Putin is fighting the World Bank, is fighting the IMF. It does not mean Putin has instated any sort of socialist reform in Russia. Waiting Putin the fight for, we say, make the Bank of Russia say, get out like World Bank. That instead of going to borrow money from World Bank, going to borrow money from IMF, let us borrow you. Let us come and build for you. The West are not, they're just giving you aid, they're not building. But this will not be new talk. China is doing the same thing in Africa. Do you think that China is in Africa building all these things that they are building to help Africans? No. Who they build them? Not be Chinese workers. The Chinese government are bringing, they have surplus workers. Chinese government are spreading their money and influence so that their workers can leave China and work. In China, they are building cities that nobody is living in because they have to engage their people in work. Trust me, Putin will lose any respect when he gets among his people for Russia. He will lose any kind of respect. If any opposition in Russia can prove that what Putin is doing in Africa will benefit Africans more than it will benefit Russian people. So, if we understand politics like that, why we could say anybody from outside can come inside our continent to do anything positive for us African people? By bringing Wagner Group to Africa, to fight the forces of imperial of the West, where they talk, where they help them fight for Niger, where they help them fight for Mali. Do you know how much Russia is making in return? Russia is a big weapon manufacturing country. They are selling their guns to those countries, their bombs. He's making billions for those companies. It is those billions those companies are making from those Niger and Mali that they will use to give him to continue to hold on to power in Russia. So let me just tell you people something. So northern Nigerian youth, I'm very happy that you understand what's going on. But yet again, we have been failed because they don't understand. Say, that's Putin won't define. That Russia will define. Now we be the Russia. Now we be the Putin. We have to put in our own work. Jojo. Rather, we have to put in our own work. Now we go do the work. So northern youth, please, MOP platform full for Telegram. Mona join for una states. Sokoto, Kano, Kaduna, Jigawa, Yobe, Yola, Damatu, everybody, let's go. We all understand this country needs socialist reforms. And what that one means, say, let's use this thing for the benefit of everybody. I don't tell them because it is in our constitution. Say, this is what they tell you now. I'm standing on the Nigerian constitution. Chapter 2 of our constitution, now they stand on. Say everything in this country must be used for the benefit of Nigerian people first. It's in our constitution. And that's why I always tackle when this government do anything for any of these rich people. Because also in that chapter 2, this constitution says no individual or group must be given preferential treatment with the Commonwealth of Nigerians. Inside our constitution. So when Dangote is running around, president come outside to give Dangote preferential treatment. It is unconstitutional in this country. That's why I know say any president when get the love of Nigerian people in his heart can reverse any of these things. In less than a year, he will reverse any of these things and focus the problem. Because the constitution will back him. We cannot fight it because that same constitution talks say for chapter 6. He said we don't get the power to sue the government for not doing that thing. Right? That we don't have the power to sue the government for anything under chapter 2. Imagine the other. Because people are beginning to fight them with the constitution, they find out they can need that time. Early in the democracy, they begin to use chapter 2. They fight this government. The government, they enter Senate, we go make new chapter for us. Say they won't use the chapter 2, take government, go court. So fine, we cannot use the court. But if a president that has the love of Nigerians, they power. Like Yaradua did. Yaradua reverse all the nonsense. That's why they say Yaradua dead. One day Nigerians will know what really happened to Yaradua. See, all the acts of all this government in business, in the subsidy, in dollar, is all unconstitutional. Because it can be proven that those policies serve only a certain group in Nigeria or serve only certain individuals in Nigeria. And it is unconstitutional. So we the people have the power. We don't need to even with our constitution. It's because they deceive now. They are organized abandonment. They don't want to see because they don't say if anybody will not take part of them whole power. Say you even for local government level, you can improve the lives of Nigerians in ways that I said China has no national resource. China has nothing. Just people. China just get crowd. With the power of that crowd, China has lifted 800 million people out of poverty in the last 25 years. In the last 45 years, since 1980. 800 million people, that is 4 full Nigeria of people out of poverty. 4 full Nigerians. 4 full Nigeria of people. China don't move out of poverty because their elders are on their side. Their elites are on their side. They have vision for their people. Not the ones that have abandoned their people. That look to the West and Saudi Arabia and Dubai. We were a socialist country until 1993, where Bangladesh can bring SAP. I'm sorry, 1986. Pardon my timing. Where they bring social adjustment program for the whole of Africa. That government cannot be helping the people. That was structural. That was basically what it meant. That since the rich people of Africa don't squander all their money, as they're still doing it today, squandering and not investing in their country. Buying big cars, that's what they've been doing since 19. That what cost the first coup. That what scatter this country with that. From the first day, these big men, so-called big men, elites, descendants of slave traders, every money that just squander. Now what they squander, where military say they take over with that. That's why they kill all of them. Okotiebo, Akintola, they kill everybody. They shoot because they were useless, greedy goats. Finish. Back all the money they talk. In fact, the way they call for military coup today, that's how. Go back, study, read the Daily Times of 1966. 1965, sorry, leading up to all the columnists, all they were saying we need a coup in Nigeria. Military coup must come. And this democracy is rubbish. That's so much to come and remove all this. That's what they were saying that time, 1965. Before military strike for 66. That's what they are. The only way they can be that. Squander, 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 squander. This is what they need to put their money on. Not to come show us that they get 12 Rolls Royce. When I say, well, they hail them. Somebody get 12 Rolls Royce, you don't get one library. Where if you go, you open one book on how to fix the engine of Rolls Royce. It's madness. Anyway, to end this life, let me just say one. I'm very, very proud of the young people of northern Nigeria. Because the life on ahead, they say I don't know so that they suffer. They say that some people they sponsor now to talk so that they hungry. Say not be the hunger for na belly tell us that they hungry. So now too stupid. So we too stupid to know say they say now somebody can sponsor us. They make different excuses. They say no, na military flag they carry. The people have now told you what they carry, what it mean. That they are tired of capitalism. They talk am. Now that's why I don't want to show for the news. Because we were offended in a white or gas say African young people they talk and say they are tired of capitalism. She will know the grace. As I hide me reach, I cannot let my word spread reach. The spirit of the truth cannot be hidden. Those people that they say that they be or they will go this one, that one. They are farther ahead in the revolution.